Um,
Oh, sorry. I have to record you for my other school, for my other class.
oh no, totally fun.
Okay. Thank you.
So in San Jose, at 1297 North 13th Street, that's kind of like where the warehouse slash men's recovery slash homeless shelter is. And so that on the warehouse side, we currently partner with Second Harvest Food Bank, and we have about 37 mobile food pantries in the South Bay. And so what that means is we partner with a lot of different churches and a lot of other places, maybe like senior living as well. And we have these pantries, and we serve on average, I would say 6,000 families every single month. And so you can imagine that's a lot of food, and that number is currently rising just due to the rising cost of food at the moment. And so a lot of our pantries are very busy, which goes into my next thing, which is if you wanted to volunteer at one of these food pantries, you can go to cityteam.org, and you're able to find all of our information. And so the second part of the warehouse is where we handle all the clothing. We have I'd say 16 clothing pop-ups where we go out into these low income areas, and we're able to provide free clothing pretty much to low income families, and any donations that we do get from the community, whether it be different families or Walmart or Costco or whatever. We do not resell anything. Whatever we do get, we just give it back out to the community. And so next to that is our homeless shelter, specifically for men. And so we're able to house 20 individuals every single night who are unhoused. And connected to that is our working men's program, and then connected to that also is our recovery program. And so this is a program that I also went through. It is a substance abuse and alcohol and substance abuse addiction recovery program. I struggled with substance abuse coming out of high school, honestly, and for about 6 years, 6 to 7 years before I found out about City Team through my family, actually. And so I was brought to the front doors of City Team San Jose, and I was admitted into the drug and alcohol program for about a year, got to graduate, and then I became an intern for City Team doing admin work. And then that turned into development internship, and then that turned into full-time employment with City Team. And I am now the main volunteer coordinator for City Team San Jose. Yeah, we also have women's programs as well. Um, Heritage Home being if you're pregnant and you're on the street and you need a safe place to kind of deliver your baby, that is also a program for women and babies. Specifically, we have House of Grace, which is a program for women and children. We have a collective for women who are 18 to 24, who are kind of like in the foster care system. And then we also have a lot of women's transitional housing units as well. Did you guys have any questions at all?
That's good. Yeah. What questions, Troy?
Um, when partnering with like organizations and stuff, how do you organize, I guess, every like all these organizations' goals and then like city teams' goals and like how do you guys cooperate, I guess, in the sense of like getting everyone to work together?
That is a great question. Pretty much we have a lot of different departments within City Team, like finance, development, marketing. We have our warehouse department that takes care of like a lot of numbers, honestly, in terms of how many families we're serving on a monthly basis. We have our recovery programs as well. And so it really comes down, it comes top down from the higher ups in terms of what our goals actually are. And so their jobs are to pretty much make sure that we are getting all of our goals done in terms of what we want to do and our projections for the fiscal year.
How, that's good. I want to ask a follow up to you. When in partnering with Second Harvest,
Mhm.
is Was there an issue at any time because you're a Christian organization where they would not support you or partner with you? Or is that the way it used to be, or is it different now?
So it's kind of a tricky question because we are a Christian nonprofit organization, and they are an organization that's funded by the government, and so it's it is a little tricky at first partnering with them, but they made it really clear in terms of like USDA what we are allowed to do and what we are not allowed to do at these food pantries. Like we can't openly pray for a family, we can't give out Bibles, anything religious, we aren't able to do. And if it's just giving out food, they're okay with that. And so that was some of the complications we were kind of running into. So
It's good. All right. So see you guys with interested in city team. What questions do you have? Come on. I told them you guys were incredible. So ask a question or two. I could think of like a 5 or 10. Come on.
What are some of your most like memorable experiences working with people at the food pantries and such?
Well, this happened last year, and well, last year my job, I mean, working for Christian or working for nonprofits in general, you're kind of wearing multiple hats within the organization. And so I was doing volunteer coordination, and then I was also in charge of all the clothing pop-ups. And so last year we were able to implement all of the toys that we were getting from different churches and different organizations into our pop-ups. And so pretty much we were able to provide low-income families at the pop-ups with free toys. And so I pretty much had it so where like the families could like pick whatever toy they wanted for their kid, and then I had a separate wrapping station next to it, so they had the option whether or not they wanted to wrap the gift or not. And so I had, I don't know, probably like 3 mothers go up to me and say like, hey, like we had no like money for toys this year, and this really does mean a lot to us, and so we just really want to say thank you. That'll always stick with me, and it kind of reminds me of why I like working for a nonprofit, because like the work that I do on a daily basis, I know that it's impacting somebody, you know what I mean?
Good. Other questions? Let's have a couple more. Come on. Yeah,
I have one.
Josh.
So this, I don't know quite how to word this, and it might also be a bit of a, well, quite a heavy question.
Mhm.
But there are, victims of sexual assault and stuff out here, and that is a problem that can, put people in a very bad situation, financially. I'm wondering, how does city team address that end of the stick when it comes to people being just in bad situations in this area?
I don't I don't think that city team as an organization really takes care of any of those issues, but we like in terms of like domestic violence, I will say that we keep all of our, well, specifically for the women's programs, we like to keep the address confidential just because we don't know the severity of the domestic violence issues that the women are currently facing. And so we like to keep them confidential in terms of, for both actually men and women, there we like to keep, if they are in the program, we will keep their names confidential. That's the only thing that I can really think of on our side.
That's good. Jinyu, so what they're going to be working on right now specifically is kind of putting together their own service project, like working with you,
Mhm.
bringing some people down to city team to work in the warehouse or other things.
Mhm.
Are you somebody who's open? Are you open for them to email you just to ask about different opportunities for them?
Yeah, if you wanted to email me, you're more than welcome. It's just gdo@cityteam.org. I can spend the next 5 minutes going through kind of like our 2 minutes of going through our volunteer opportunities, if you like.
That'd be great. Yeah.
Specifically in San Jose, well, San Jose is our biggest site, therefore we have the most volunteer opportunities in San Jose. And so the 39 mobile food pantries that I was talking about, if you wanted to volunteer, all that information is on our website currently. If you wanted to volunteer in our shelter, pretty much cutting up vegetables and serving the homeless community, we do that pretty much Monday through Saturday currently. And we have two shifts, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. and then also 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. If you wanted to work in our warehouse, kind of like packing food for those 39 mobile food pantries, it's all food from Second Harvest Food Bank. You can volunteer in our warehouse as well. There's shifts also to work with the clothing in the warehouse. Let's see. We also have a Hope on Wheels food truck, and what Hope on Wheels is it's pretty much a really large commercial like food truck that goes out into homeless encampments, and we are able to pretty much provide ready to eat meals for the unhoused community. And so if we have any hygiene kits available, then we will pretty much have volunteers go out in groups and pretty much provide meals, you know what I mean, and provide hygiene and just say like, hey, how are you doing? You know what I mean? And so there is an array of volunteer opportunities.
That's good. Hey, so I want to tell you that we have this thing called Warrior Wars in March. So a couple years ago, we did tons of a clothing drive. So we want to do that for City Team this year.
Yeah,
So do you need clothes?
we are always in need of clothes.
So that'll be in March. So I'll talk to you about getting barrels and getting that all organized.
Yeah, for sure.
Sound good? All right. So that's great. I appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow. And I'll make sure they all have your email to email you about more opportunities.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, everybody wave goodbye.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Jinyu.
Take care.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. Okay. So let me push stop here.